There's a special kind of pride that you feel deep down inside, a strength that seems to thrive in Lima, Allen County.
The American way of life, to get in gear and do what's right.
An unbreakable forthright link called real American strength. Lima, Allen County, real American strength. Forever moving forward without forgetting where we've been.
Creativity meets technology, where possibilities never end.
Ohio's strong Midwestern know-how, exploring innovative ideas. Deep-rooted but always growing, ever proud of where we live. Lima, Allen County, real American strength.
Keeping you up to date with what's happening in your community. Community Focus on GTV2. Thanks for joining us today on Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and here in the studio to give us some details about all the events planned is Donna Dickman from the Partnership for Violence-Free Families.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
As usual, you have a full calendar of events coming up for the month. What do you have planned for us?
Well, there are a lot of events, and the reason for those is we need to bring awareness and let people know it's okay. It's in our community. We know that. It happens a lot, and we want people to know that there are places that they can get help. That is the key messages that we try and give out through the month of October. There is help out there for everyone.
Well, how prevalent is it in our community?
It's pretty standard. The standard number is 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence at some point in their life.
Actual physical violence? Are we talking emotional abuse or what?
You're talking both emotional abuse, physical violence. Of course, it doesn't stop when it just starts with words often. Most of the time, especially if it's physical, it escalates to where people are threatened by their lives. So, and the sad part is it doesn't start just when people are adults. Teen dating violence is prevalent as well. In fact, it's the same set of numbers. 1 in 4 teens will experience physical teen dating violence. So it just grows up.
Well, I guess I'm curious if it's 1 in 4. I mean, that means everybody we know virtually in our little group has experienced it at some point.
Somebody does.
But we don't hear them talking about it. We don't see them going for help. They just stay where they are and continue doing what they're doing.
That's right.
Why?
A lot of times it's the way they grew up as well. It's just the way life is. This is how a relationship looks. And unless kids understand that, no, those are unhealthy relationships and you can have better, they won't look further. So that's why it's so important. You know, 2 years ago, Ohio passed a law for teen dating violence prevention programming in school for all kids grades 7 through 12. It's so important because these are the kids that grow up to be the adult victims.
So if the kids don't know any better, or the adults for that matter, if this is all you know, what are some of the signs, other than obviously you're being beaten?
Right.
What do you look for that lets you know, hey, this is heading in the wrong direction?
Right. And I think the counter look at that point of that is, what are healthy relationships and how can we get there? Red flags and green flags, that's what we talk to kids about. What's healthy, what's unhealthy. And knowing that everybody has a choice. They can have a choice to have a healthy relationship or an unhealthy. They can get out. That's what's important as well.
What are the red flags?
Red flags, being critiqued all the time, not being appreciated, being belittled in front of friends. I think you see that a lot with kids where they don't realize that that's not appreciated. Being stalked, cyber stalked. You know, you get that cell call 24, 50 times a day. Where are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you with? Those kind of things are not healthy relationships, to where kids can say, oh, you know, he loves me so much. Look at how many times he's calling me. So, yeah, it's unhealthy. And it's both boys and girls that can be involved in those kinds of relationships where, number one, they're just learning, and there's such a need to belong and have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. How important is that to their peers? So sometimes they're in relationships that aren't healthy just because it's the way to be right now.
Well, if those are the red flags, what are the green flags?
Green flags, respect. honesty, communication, openness, sharing emotions. And a lot of kids have a hard time with that anyway.
And so do grown-ups.
It is. That is so true. And so even just to where we can increase our vocabulary, and that's one of the things we do with Teen Dating Violence Prevention Program, is look at our vocabulary. How many emotions that can you express or talk about that affect your life? So you can share that through open communication. So important.
If somebody is experiencing any of these red flags or anything else, you said there are places they can go for assistance. What do you recommend they do?
Sure. If you just even have questions about, am I in a good place or not? Crossroads Crisis Center is there for conversation, just to talk. It's not that you have to go to the shelter. It's not that you're seeking another place to go. However, they are there for conversation to where you can talk this over.
24/7.
24/7, absolutely. And the phone number is available throughout the community. And one of our projects this year, we began this in 2005, quite a while ago now, and we're going to refresh the community. In Allen County, we placed over 200 card holders, and these are referral cards, and of course they have all the phone numbers on them. But the things that we're saying, how to protect yourself and how to offer help to others, that's so important, because where the majority of us have not been hurt, we pretty much know people that have been hurt.
And
so
you keep your distance. You know it's uncomfortable. What do you do?
That's right. That's right. Do you shy away from it? Do you pretend it's not happening? But we need to share this information. So if you're in a good place, which is awesome, tuck one of these away for somebody that may need help someday. So we're going to see these in the many, many, many restrooms in Allen County,
right
women's restrooms. That's right. They're small, so we can just sort of tuck them away. They're not obvious. But yeah, the majority of us aren't being hurt, which is great. But for those that are, we can give them a little bit of information and heads up about where they can go for help.
How many people does Crossroads serve each year?
Well, last year I can tell you it was 2,068. Now that's women and children.
Wow, that's incredible. That's 2% of our population.
Yeah, just here in Allen County.
Yeah.
And they are opening a shelter in Hardin County this year, in fact this month. So during their candlelight vigil over there, they will announce their shelter opening. More services for more people, and that's what we need.
What is the number for Crossroads if somebody needs to get out or if they just need to talk?
Let me tell you what that is, because I don't have that number memorized. But Crossroads Crisis Center, it's 228-4357.
Which I think is HELP, isn't it? 228-HELP, I believe, is the number.
Well, we have a HOPE. But I don't know what it is. I'd have to spell it out. But that's what it is. We'll put it up on the screen, I'm sure.
Let's get on to the calendar. You have a number of things going on all during the month of October to draw awareness to the problem of domestic violence. You want to run through the list?
Sure. The first day we have a City of Lima proclamation. Typically, we've done that at noon, starting at the library with a book dedication. But the response is, you know, we'd love to attend, but we're working. So we're going to hold that at 5 o'clock, so more people are available to join us. 5 o'clock, Lima Public Library will be dedicating 2 books, City of Lima Proclamation. Then we'll be marching downtown because we have the annual Purple Ribbon Display downtown.
Which is always stunning. You drive through the square and ribbons everywhere.
That's correct.
And the ribbons, I mean, it's attractive, but it makes you stop and think because the ribbons actually mean something.
They do. That's the number of children that were served last year at Crossroads Crisis Center. And when we think domestic violence, we think of adults being hurt. But how many children are living in those homes and are being hurt themselves? So 984 ribbons will be up on the bushes and the shrubs and the trees. Yeah, it is depressing. The good thing is that there's help there for them and they are seeking help. But you know there's twice that many out there that aren't getting the help they need. Mm-hmm. So that's where our month begins.
Okay.
Now Thursday night we have a very exciting event. It'll be held at Crime Victim Services, and anybody in the community is welcome from 6 to 8 at night. We're hosting an event. It's called Oh Man, O-H as in Ohio, and Man. It's a men's initiative, and it's being featured by the Ohio Domestic Violence Network. They're doing regional meetings, and we're one of 5 locations. And the reason that is because we've already had men engaged with our Men Choosing Nonviolence initiative. And this is a way that the state can connect those groups together. So we have our dozen guys that we can always call and count on to march in the parades or help with presentations, but we're reaching out to others as well. So give us a call if you're interested in looking at what more can men do to help prevent violence in Allen County.
Okay.
Very important. So that's on that Thursday night. We have our annual tree planting to honor those that we've lost, and that's on the 9th. And we always put that in a location where we feel that they've given a lot to help end abuse. And we're playing that at WLIO this year, hometown stations, for all the coverage that they have done when they sent their news crews out. So that's going to happen on the 9th at noon. We're going to be selling scarves to dogs during the Stretcher Mutt Walk, which is going to be happening with the Humane Society on the 13th of October.
And that's where?
That's at Froat
Park.
Park. Yep. So you want to look up, you can pre-register for that event. We will be there with the little purple scarves to understand that there are animals that are also stuck in domestic violence situations, so that the money we collect from those scarves go back to help shelter those animals. So we're very concerned about that as well. You know, people are hurt, but also animals are hurt. The annual vigils are held at Trinity on the 18th, will be the one in Allen County. As I mentioned, the first one in Hardin County will be held also, and that's the 24th at Walnut Grove Church. So I'm looking forward to that. And 25th is Take Back the Night. I believe that's our 5th year we're working on that, the OSU Rhodes campus. And that's in recognition of ending sexual assault, rape, and violence, teen dating. It's not teens anymore, but there is dating violence out there before there is domestic violence.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty full month for you.
Always is. Always is.
If people want more information about anything going on in October, if they need some assistance, I know you have classes where you can help people fend off domestic violence. How do they get in touch with you, Donna?
Right. Partnership for Violence-Free Families, 419-549-8530. or www.pvff.org.
All right, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, Ann.
You're welcome. Donna Dickman from the Partnership for Violence-Free Families. When we come back, we'll update you on what's happening with Lima's Streets Department right after this on GTV2.
Help keep the youth of Lima safe by donating to Lima Safety City today. Hello, I'm Chuck Eichelberger from the Lima Noon Optimist Club. Safety City is a very important part of the Lima community. The Optimist Club is renovating Safety City and it needs your help. Donations can be made by going to the website limasafetycity.org. You can also send a donation to Lima Noon Optimist Club, P.O. Box 428, Lima, Ohio 45802. Help keep the youth of Lima safe by donating to Safety City today.
Here at the Humane Society of Allen County, we're proud to be the home of many great animals looking for many great homes. Over the past few decades, we've given thousands of animals hope of a new life. And we want to share our shelter's passion with you because we can't do it alone. To see how you can help animal advocacy in our community, please visit us at hsoac.org. It's never too late to help support the Humane Society of Allen County. Please visit us at hsoac.org.
He said he would let me play ball with the older boys if I did what he said. He said it would be our secret and he'd beat me up if I told. And now he wants another favor tomorrow. I just want to play ball.
Say no. Run away. Scream. It's okay to tell an adult you trust if someone is hurting you or making you uncomfortable. Feel safe. Feel strong. Feel free.
We're back on Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker. 'Tis the season when leaves are beginning to fall, and here in the studio today to talk about leaf pickup in the City of Lima is Saul Allen from the City Streets Department. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and good morning.
At what point does the city pick up leaves?
Right now we're starting to announce that the first Monday in November, tentatively, very tentatively, we're setting as the beginning of leaf pickup. That would be November 5th. We'll start going around various wards. We'll start picking up leaves. We'll do more announcements at council meetings and mayor's press conference. You know, starting mid-October, you'll start to see me out and about more. Probably get tired of seeing my face, but I'll be out announcing actual ward by ward which areas we'll be in. So.
Okay, and generally you make how many passes through the city?
Most of the time we try to make 2 passes. What we usually like to do is we like to get the first pass done by Thanksgiving. And weather dependent on the second one, right after Thanksgiving, we try to do a second pass. But once again, we always like to tell people if we start to get snow, the S word, the same trucks we use for leaf pickup, we also put plows on and use for snow removal. So if we start to get the S word, we'll immediately break down the leaves, pick up and move directly into snow removal, and that takes over our priorities.
What are the rules for putting your leaves out at the curb?
Biggest thing is pretty much wait for the announcement as far as various awards when we're going to be out there, and the even bigger thing is I always like to remind people place them to the curb, not in the street, to the curb, not in the street, to the curb, not in the street. So that's our biggest issue. A lot of times people also they don't want to wait or haven't really heard exactly when their award's going to be picked up. So we always like to tell them leaf bags are available right now. So if anyone has, leaves starting to come down and they want to go ahead and start picking up those leaf bags are available right now. So you don't have to wait for us to come out, and just put those leaves out with your regular trash pickup day.
Where do we get the leaf bags?
Leaf bags can be picked up at my office at 900 South Collett. They also can be picked up at the Water Bill Payment Center right there on North Central, 424 North Central Avenue.
The old train station.
Old train station, exactly. I always forget the address, so I have to look down at my little cheat sheet.
And do they need to bring a water bill to prove residency?
Some proof of residency. Usually, most of the time, people bring in water bills. What they'll do is they'll stamp your water bill, and they'll give you a couple bags of actual leaf bags. So.
Okay. We also want to tell people this is a leaf pickup, not a stick pickup, so keep the sticks out.
Definitely, and really what we find, and there's still a lot of people who do have large tree debris from the storm from back in June, and we always like to remind them that this is leaf pickup, not debris pickup. If you still have some of that material from the storm or whatever, the same issue holds. I mean, if it can be bagged, you can bag it. If it can't be bagged, you can cut up into 4-foot lengths and actually put it out with your trash pickup, but it also can still be taken out to the compost site out there on Hanthorn Road.
All right. And since you did bring it up, are you making preparations for snow yet?
We are making some preparations for snow. Hopefully we already have salt on hand, so that we have plenty of salt available. But even with snow pickup, we always like to remind people, some of the smaller, narrower streets, we do have issues getting down, some of those streets with the large, plow trucks. But we always like to remind people, if you look down your street and you can barely get your own car down there, don't expect us to get a plow truck down there. So as much as possible, if you start to get 3-4 more inches of snow, we try to get most of those neighborhoods to try to park on one side of the street. The rule of thumb is if it's an odd day, meaning today's the 25th, which is actually an odd day, try to park on the odd side of the street, meaning if the address is 425, park on that side. If the address on an even day, if the address is 424, try to park on that side of the street. So that helps us out a lot.
Good advice, and I know we'll get you back a little closer to the snow time to remind people, because we don't want to think about it yet.
No, not really, but it's that time. It is fall time, and it's nothing that we don't expect. So.
Okay. The other thing falling in the streets right now is all the political yard signs.
Big issue right now with the, presidential election coming up. We just want to remind residents as well, any signs that the City of Lima finds within public right-of-way, we will pick up. Meaning public right-of-way, anything within the tree lawn, meaning the area from the curb to the sidewalk. If we find them in those areas, even if they're on signposts, telephone poles, whatever, we'll pick those up and take them back to our office. So
and people can pick them up there if they need them?
People can pick them up. We'll hold them. We don't keep track of who's who, and like I always say, we are equal opportunity sign removal, so we will pick up everyone. We have picked up Dave Berger signs before, so we will pick up anyone. So.
All right. Anything else we need to know at the moment?
Not at this moment. Like I said, once again, you'll probably see me a lot more. People start to see me a lot more in October, making these same type announcements over and over again. So.
Great. We'll get you back in a few weeks then. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Saul Allen from the City of Lima Streets Department. I'm Anne Decker, and this is Community Focus on GTV2.
Lima City Council has recently amended the city's vicious dog ordinance to deal with potential problems concerning dangerous dogs in the public.
The ordinance is comprehensive. However, here are some key elements that all dog owners and their neighbors should be aware of.
Any dog that is considered a breed of pit bull is considered a vicious dog regardless of its temperament.
A vicious dog is any dog that attacks, bites, or causes injury to a person or domestic animal with or without provocation.
not under control of the owner and secured with a muzzle and a leash of 6 feet or less in length. All vicious dogs must be confined when outside in a pen with a secured top and bottom, or with the sides of the pen embedded at least 1 foot deep into the ground.
If you're a dog owner and have concerns about any dogs in your neighborhood, visit limapolicedepartment.com to find out more about the city's vicious dog ordinance.
The fine for non-compliance is $150 per citation, and ignorance of the law is not a defense.
If there's an emergency situation, call local law enforcement for immediate assistance.
Do you know what to do when you hear the community warning sirens? The sirens are activated anytime the public is in life-threatening danger. When you hear the sirens, go inside and turn on your radio or television for more information. If you're outside and unable to take shelter, get in your car and listen to your radio for more information. Follow the instructions carefully. Remember, the sirens mean to take shelter and listen to your radio or television for more information. Take the necessary steps to keep you and your family safe.
My joints ached and I was always tired.
I was always cold, I couldn't concentrate, and my body hurt all over.
My doctor told me I had lupus. Women of childbearing age, and especially African American women, are at higher risk.
If you suspect that you have lupus, you should contact your doctor.
You're invited to attend the local lupus support group meetings on the second Thursday of each month at 1 o'clock at Lima Towers. For further information, go to connectedhands.org.
Welcome back to Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker, and I'm pleased to welcome to the studio today John Schneider. He is with Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership. Thanks for being here.
It's great to be here.
LACNIP, in its continuing effort to provide information to the community, is sponsoring a forum for the county commissioners candidates October 2nd. And you want to give us some details?
Well, it's Tuesday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. It'll be held at Lima Senior High School cafeteria. It's a rather informal setting, but the idea is to have an opportunity for average citizen to ask questions of the candidates and get to know the candidates.
So we don't have a formal panel up there asking questions?
All questions will come from the public.
Okay. Now, who are the 3 commissioner candidates that will be there?
It's an open seat. In other words, there's no incumbent running for re-election, so there will definitely be a new county commissioner. The 3 candidates in alphabetical order, Don Kissick, the Libertarian Party, Connie Miller, Democratic Party, and Corey Noonan, Republican Party.
Okay, and you've got a moderator to help make things flow?
Yes, Dr. Matt Kinkley, who is Dean of Workforce Development at Rose State College, is a moderator. The idea is to have a neutral moderator to encourage citizen participation. That's one of the things that neighborhood associations have been encouraging for a long time. I'd also like to emphasize that anybody can ask a question of the candidate. You don't have to be a member of the neighborhood association. The public is welcome. Everyone is asked to participate.
Okay, so it's the kind of thing where they just stand up, ask the question, and you can keep talking to them until you get your question answered?
Well, to some extent, we have a moderator, so it's going to be some structure, but the idea is to have open discussion and discuss a variety of issues, and to get the opportunity for each candidate to be treated fairly, but also the opportunity to express their ideas.
That's great. You know, every time there's an election, LACNIP does hold a forum for the different candidates. Why does LACNIP get so involved?
Because we believe strongly that to have a effective government, an effective civic life, there must be an informed electorate. People need to be informed of what the issues are, what the candidates are about, so they can become involved in the election, but also throughout the year in interacting with public officials to improve the quality of life in the community.
And like you said, there is no incumbent, so we're virtually looking at 3 new faces.
Yes, these 3 candidates, none of them run, these are all 3 candidates, so we'll have a new county commissioner.
Well, it's a great chance to come out and informally meet them and get your questions answered.
Yes, some issues that we've heard about, or people wondering how the city or county, city and townships can cooperate more with the county, what's going to be the future of economic development, and just different things that have come up that the citizens are already expressing interest in. But I hope that there will be additional issues that the citizens will bring forward.
So anybody can come and talk?
Everybody is welcome to come and interact with the candidates and to ask questions of the candidate.
Okay. Date, time, and place again?
It's Tuesday, October 2nd, at 7 p.m. at Lima Senior High School.
Okay. And if people have questions ahead of time, they can get in touch with you?
They can call me at 419-302-2608, or they can call 221-5177.
Okay. Appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. John Schneider with LACNIP. I'm Anne Decker, and this is Community Focus on GTV2.
Oh, good. A family wants to live here. It's been so long since I've had kids in my bedrooms. Wait, what's wrong with them? I love kids. Well, you can't find anything wrong with them. They look nice and so polite. No, nobody's ever going to live in me if you keep turning people away.
Been denied housing? Call the Lima Allen Council on Community Affairs. Our fair housing services will look into the complaint at no cost to you.
Did you know that if you have information about someone who's committed a crime or know of someone who is wanted by any law enforcement agency, you can call Crime Stoppers and possibly be eligible for a cash reward of up to $1,000. All callers remain anonymous. Make the call that pays. Call Crime Stoppers at 419-229-STOP.
Crime Stoppers! Crime Stoppers! Make the call that pays! Crime Stoppers!
Reduce, recycle, reuse. Allied Waste Services and the City of Lima encourage you to live green by recycling all that you can. Recycling promotes green living by reducing the amount of waste materials buried in landfills. This saves money, natural resources, and energy. Keep our environment healthy and start recycling today. Allied Waste Services is committed to a clean environment. Contact us today for your recycling needs. Visit our website, republicservicesohio.com, to learn more about recycling today.
Welcome back to Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker. The Allen County Council on Aging has a full calendar for this fall, and here in the studio to run down all the details is Judy Jacomet. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome, Anne. It's good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you. I thought we'd start off with the Family Caregiver Program, which began in September, and it's for caregivers.
That's right. It is a series that we have in the fall and in the spring. We meet every other Tuesday evening at 5:30. We have a very nice meal. And then from 6 to 7, the caregivers have a program presented to them and a chance to discuss and share with each other.
What is the date of the next program, and what's the topic?
Actually, it's today, the 25th. We're having Amy Markham from St. Rita's Spiritual Care speaking to us about spiritual aspects of caregiving.
Okay. Why do you do a program for caregivers?
We know it's an important thing. We know that caregivers have a challenging situation. They're doing a good job, and sometimes they just need a chance to get away and share with other people who understand what they're going through.
Sometimes just a chance to vent and share your shared experiences as
That's
help.
right.
And this is for anybody?
Anyone who's caring for the family, not a professional paid caregiver, but anyone who's caring for someone in their family.
Okay. Is there a fee for it?
No, there isn't.
Really? Including dinner? That's a great
Very
deal.
nice meal.
Do they need to register first?
Yes, they do need to call by the day before the date of the program. And we have a schedule in our newsletter, or they can call the Council on Aging for a schedule of the meeting.
Okay. In fact, the new newsletter is just going out this week, and they can get this by calling your office?
Yes, if they're not on the mailing list, just call us and we'll send them a copy, and it's got the whole schedule in there.
Okay. Speaking of programming, you also have programs for diabetes self-management that are starting up again.
Yes, we have a 6-week series. Our director, Diane Bishop, and Bev Driver are going to lead these, and it's for people who have diabetes to learn how to manage their condition and to work with it and to live as full and happy and good a life as possible with that condition. So it's an educational time, but it's also a chance for people to share with each other.
When does that begin?
Begins on October the 9th, which is a Tuesday.
Okay, and is there a fee for that one?
No, there isn't.
Really? How do you manage to do such free programs?
Well, I think we had a grant for that, and the rest of it is just part of our Council on Aging programming. It's part of the tax levy that people vote for and other funding that we receive.
What a wonderful
and donations.
service.
That helps a lot.
Okay. It's not just all programming. You've got some fun events coming up, and I know you're having a dance October 11th. You want to tell us about it?
That's a wonderful event. We have those about every 2 months over at the Eagles on Robb Avenue from 2 to 4 on a Thursday afternoon, and this time it's October 11th. And we have live music. The Al Best Band plays, and people dance and watch the dancing, and we have usually a full house, and people really have a good time.
What time does that begin?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and that's just show up and have fun at the Eagles. Right. Okay, you have something else going on October 11th too, don't you?
Yes, we have our annual, what we call Medicare Check Day. It's the day when staff from the Department of Insurance in Columbus come to talk to people about changes in Medicare and Medicare prescription drug plans. But also we've turned it into a day when people can come and have other things done. They can get their flu shots from community health professionals, and we have an assortment of people who are doing checkups of different things: blood pressure, blood sugar, hearing, medication checks. So people can come and have all that taken care of at the same time.
Do they need an appointment for any of that?
No, they don't.
And is there a fee for any of this?
No, well, except for the flu shot, Medicare, Medicaid.
Okay. Great, but they should call ahead and let you know that they're coming, right?
No, not that.
Just show up.
We just kind of estimate. It works out well.
Well, that's great. Also address the needs of people with Alzheimer's. I know in November you have the National Memory Screening Day as well.
Yes, we do. And it is through actually Alzheimer's, not the Alzheimer's Association, not the Alzheimer's provider, but it's the program. People have professional person come, and with people, it's fairly short. It helps people to learn whether or not their memory loss that they have noticed is something not to be concerned about, normal part of aging, or maybe where there may be symptoms of something that might be a more serious condition, and then after they will refer to another professional.
We'll have senior moments no matter what the age, but how do you know when I might feel more than just regular? I can't remember right when the car keys.
Yeah, that would help with that.
Okay, so just come in and I'll be able to answer any questions.
Appointments that quarter hour.
Okay, that is
that is November 13th.
Okay, and looking ahead, also in November, I know Medicare Part D enrollment is going on beginning on the 15th, and you can help folks with that as well.
Okay, that's actually October 15th through December 7th.
Okay,
and that time each year when people who have Medicare or who don't and are new to Medicare or didn't get it plan can look at the options. We put their medication information in the computer, and it will show a variety of plans would be the best in terms of cost and coverage for their medications. Even people that have a plan and are happy with it, you might want to take a look and see things change every year. Premiums that go up and down, the medication coverage changes. So it's a good idea just to make sure that that's still the best plan. One they selected plan for 2013, most people can't change it until next year.
And they calling reservation number do they call?
The Allen County Council meeting at 4192.
I know we've gone through a ton of information, dates and times, places, yes, on your newsletter, and they now,
yeah,
calling the office,
right?
Okay, and do you have information on the internet as well?
Yes, we do. We have a website. I need to look up to make sure I've got it right. Is it all sorry? That's it.
Okay. Yeah. And you do wonderful work, and I'm glad you've been in with us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Judy Jacomet from the Allen County Council on Aging. I am Decker, and this is Community Focus.